I'm Novak. I'm with the Career Center of the East Baton Rouge Parish Library, and today we are going to talk about how you can recession-proof your job and career. I first started teaching this workshop about 10 years ago during the aftermath of the Great Recession, and then luckily the topic went away as the economy was just booming and humming along nicely. Unfortunately now, this R word is rearing its ugly head. So I want to show you how you can improve your chances of not getting fired or laid off and losing your job due to economic hardships. So let's start with looking what you can do, making your current job more secure. First of all, very simple, cover the basics. Be a great employee. Be the person that everybody likes to work with. Be the person that delivers a good work product. What does it mean? Be dependable. When I ask you, if I'm the supervisor, if I ask you to do something, if you tell me you will make that sales call, if you tell me you will have that report ready tonight, I want to know that I can depend on that I can go home, not lose any sleep, over thinking about, oh, is she going to make those sales calls? Oh, is he going to really finish that report? I want to go home not having to think about it because I can depend on you as a very dependable employee. Closely related to that, be responsible. Being responsible means you own your job. It is you. You care about doing it right, doing it well, getting along with everybody, having everything running smoothly in your job. Needless to say, be punctual, right? Maybe you've been with your same job for a long time and you know it really doesn't matter if you come 5 minutes late or if you stay for lunch 10, 15 minutes later. And you're right. In good times, it probably doesn't matter because they do know you're a good employee and they do know you're usually there and do your work. But you know, when push comes to shove and they have to decide if they need to let people go and if yes, who they need to let go, they look at everything. Don't give them the ammunition of saying, oh, look at Peter. You know, he always comes about that 5 minutes late. Or, you know, lunch, he stays out for lunch a good bit. Don't hand it to them. Those are really easy things to fix right now. Show interest in your workplace, in your company, and in your industry. Show that enthusiasm. Show that you want to be there, that you want to do that job, and that you want to help your organization be successful. That's what we want to see. Proactive, enthusiastic employees right now. And yes, dress professionally. It's a little bit like the point about being punctual. Maybe you've been at your job for a long time and you know, I don't need to come in a suit, you know. Today maybe jeans and a nice polo shirt is fine. And again, maybe that's fine if everything else is good and everything else is humming along. But when it comes time for management to sit down in that boardroom and decide of who they need to let go, sometimes it's the little things that count. Again, just don't hand it to them. Dress nicely, be punctual, all those little things right now, they really add up and they count. Let's start thinking a step ahead. Attitude, the big one. Show your motivation by volunteering to take over new tasks or projects. Don't say, that's not my job. We never do that. Keep a positive attitude. Nobody wants grumpy, complaining colleagues, right? Don't be Debbie Downer, negative Nancy, whiny William, dramatic Drew, right? In the end, it's just one little domino after the other. If you add them all together, that might be what makes it tip over. In the end, really honestly, Be a nice person. Be a nice, dependable, respectful person. Managers don't like to lay off people they like to work with. It sounds so easy, yet it is true. Let's keep thinking a step ahead. Knowledge and skills. Know what your immediate coworkers do. Offer to help them out, and thereby you learn their tasks. Why, you ask? Why would you want to do that? That's not what you were hired for. You're right, it's not what you were hired for. But if an employer needs to downsize, they will most likely keep the person that has the most knowledge and is the most familiar with other tasks, projects, departments, and so on. Learn about, take on projects in other departments even. Know about how the different departments interact, how they work together. Because again, in the end, if a company needs to consolidate departments or divisions, doesn't it make sense they would keep the person that knows the most about all of the tasks in all of these departments or division? Not only that, also the person that knows most of the other people. So don't stay in your silo. Don't have blinders on. Know what your colleagues do. Go to lunch with them. Ask what they do. If you have time on your hands, volunteer to help them out. That is something that can really help you in the end. Again, in those boardroom discussions. Oh, what does Nancy really do? Oh, we know Nancy. I know Nancy. She's helped me with this project. Oh, I know. Every time I need some quick help, Nancy is there. That's what you want. You want these people to speak up for you, because that will ensure that you will not be the one that will get laid off in a reduction in force. Now, let's continue with knowledge and skills. You need to be valuable to your employer. What does that mean? Aren't you always valuable? Well, I hope you are. But in this regard, we talk about be proactive in proposing improvements, how to save money, how the company can make more money, how processes, how their efficiencies can be increased, how that can be improved. It will be noted. Understand your industry. Keep up with trends and know where things are headed. In these times, you need to have a good idea of, are you in an industry that's hit really hard by the COVID crisis? Are you in an industry that probably can weather it better? That can help you prepare, well, do I need to get ready? Maybe look for a job, because this industry probably is not going to come back well within this year. It might take a little bit longer. So you really want to be informed. And you do need to keep your skills up to date. We're still thinking a step ahead. Let's talk about strategy now. You need to build or maintain, if you already have it, a good network within your company. The more people that know that you do good work, the more people can speak up for you. It goes back to networking with the other departments, helping them out, helping them with projects, knowing what they do. So the more people know that you know this and that you can help out, the better for you. The more people will help you. Build a better relationship with your supervisor. That sounds like a no-brainer, right? Know what makes your supervisor valuable to their supervisor, because then you can help them be more valuable to their supervisor. Chances are your boss will appreciate that. Know your supervisor's pet peeve. Don't step into that trap. Know which behaviors to avoid. And know the biggest issue he or she faces. Then you can help them achieve that. Truly work as a team and try to put yourself in their shoes and see things with their eyes. You see where this is going, right? The more you know in terms of content, the more you know in terms of people, the more secure you are and the safer your job will be. Now we've talked about how to make your current job more secure. Now let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture and see what you can do for your entire career to make that more recession-proof. networking, right? Network, network, network. You hear it everywhere. Why do you hear it everywhere? Because it is so true. The more people you know, the better networked you are, the better opportunities will find their way to you, either internally in a company or externally. Maybe you can seamlessly transition from one job to the next by some other opportunity that you have that has presented itself to you through networking, because somebody that knows how you work, somebody that knows how good you are, actually taps you and contacts you and say, hey, Jimmy, I heard about this opportunity at ABC Roofing, and you would be a great fit for this. And the same the other side, when you think, oh, your company is not doing well and you might lose your job, you can immediately pick up the phone or fire off that text message or that email to your network and say, hey, I think I might be looking for a job. I might be back in the market in a month or so. Can we meet for lunch? Can we talk? You also want to join and be active in professional organizations. Most of them, they have board positions that they're usually desperate to fill. Step up, help them. Professional associations are great. You meet people that are working in the same field as you. So you can learn from them. They can learn from you. And you gain a lot of visibility if you help them out in either a board position, or if that's something you don't have time for, you don't want, just help them out with projects, with events, with meetings. You will meet a lot of people, and a lot of people in your field. Volunteer. Volunteering does so many things for you. Obviously, it really helps out the community. That's number one. Number two, that will make you feel good. It's going to feed your soul to do this. Number three, networking. You meet a lot of people that way, and also the people see you at work. They see what you can do. They see what you're good in. All of this one day, if you maybe need it, can come in really handy and can provide you the right connections either to new business or into a new position. There we go. You're more likely to get a job and get a better job through networking than any other job search strategy. This has been true for a long time, and I suppose it will stay true for a long time to come. Now let's look at knowledge. You have to stay current on your industry's issues. You have to know the state of your industry and where it's headed. I briefly addressed this in a previous slide. You need to know, is your industry on the up? Let's say you are in the mining industry, in the coal sector. If you don't follow it along, you might be caught totally off guard one day when they close that mine, because really coal is probably on its way out over the next couple of years. So you have to keep up with your industry at large, with the trends, with the industry in your region, with the competition. The more you know, the better for you and the prospect of your career development. Be a lifelong learner. Skills get obsolete faster and faster. Take advantage of any training your employer provides. Again, it does several things for you. For one, it's paid by the employer. What's to lose for you? Number two, you signal to your employer that you are interested in learning, in developing yourself, and hopefully in positioning yourself for higher career steps. And it's also good if you want to leave your current employer. Eventually, your knowledge base is wider. But also be aware of learning resources in your community. For example, at your public library. Here at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library, we have a wealth of databases that you can use for professional and career development. Just as an example, there's Learning Express, where you can learn about software application. There's Gale courses, where you can take courses that even issue you a certificate afterwards in, oh boy, almost everything from anatomy and physiology and medical classes to paralegal-related classes, software, soft skills, Adobe, Photoshop. There's so much there. So take a look at your public library. Ideally, if you're in this area, at the East Baton Rouge Parish Library, there's a lot of career development potential right there at your doorstep. So let's talk about preparation. You want to be prepared if the X does drop. You want to be ready to hit that pavement, ready with your documents and ready to go look for that next job. Be aware of your job market. We talked about it already. Know where your industry is headed, know it about your region, which companies are doing well, which companies are not, which companies are hiring, and which companies are laying off. Identify potential future employers. Ideally, you will already start doing this while you're still employed, because it's always easier to find a job while you're still employed than starting to look for one when you're unemployed. Know what skills those potential employers require. Then acquire those skills. Keep your resume, your LinkedIn profile, and if you have, your personal website current. You might think, oh, this is great. I see myself here for the next 10 years in this job. I don't need this to be current. Yes, you do, because you never know what happens. Did any of us see the COVID crisis coming? No, not really. We were all caught off guard by that. So have your documents ready, that you don't waste weeks getting your references together, updating your LinkedIn profile, or let alone even creating one and having your resume ready. It means you are prepared if you get downsized. It also makes you think about your accomplishment and about your skills. That is knowledge you need to know when you go and interview for a job. You need to be able to confidently talk about what you know, what you can do, what you have done, and what you're proud of. It makes you more aware of these things, of what you know, of where you maybe want to be headed, where your career track, where you want that to go. So, after having said all that, let's look at some economic sectors that actually are more recession-proof than others. And this is not a comprehensive list. This is just a small snapshot. In general, healthcare. People will always get sick. They will always need healthcare. Insurance. We always need insurance. Recession, yes or no. Our car needs to be insured. Ideally, we'll have health insurance, life insurance, home insurance. We just need it. It will always be there. Low-cost retailers. If incomes go down, most likely you stop shopping at the more expensive stores and you might go down market a little bit. So very often, the worse the economic times, the better for low-cost retailers. Utilities. We always need water, gas, electricity. Repair services, HVAC, refrigeration, plumbing. Do toilets care if there's a recession going on or not? No, they don't. The plumbers, you need them regardless what the situation is. This is Louisiana. Do we need refrigeration and air conditioning people in the summer? You bet we do. So you see where this is headed, right? There are certain sectors of the industry, of the economy that people always need. So think ahead. What are services? What are products people always need, regardless of the economic conditions? And those will be your more recession-proof economic sectors. Now, in the current economy, in the current climate, what we're looking at, logistics and delivery services, right? All the people that shop online even more than before, these products need to be delivered. The supply chain needs to be there. So for right now, these seem to be pretty promising career fields. Online learning and online meetings, and chances are this will not go away once we've conquered COVID. The online education and the online meeting sectors will likely stay very popular. Cybersecurity, really that's almost a general field right now that has been in high demand for a long time. But as more and more services are migrating online, the higher the need for cybersecurity people will go. So what are some careers that again, are more recession-proof than others. Obviously, healthcare careers, right? And if you say, oh, nursing or working with blood, that's not for me, that's fine. There are many healthcare careers that have nothing to do with working with a sick patient. There is a large sector of healthcare administration, of health records management, healthcare accounting, healthcare billing, and so on. Accounting, we just mentioned it, right? People will always have to pay their taxes. Companies will have to pay taxes. So accounting is also fairly recession-proof. Now watch out. Now you have to also combine it with the industries. So if we look at the current situation, if you're an accountant in the hospitality industry, maybe your career isn't quite as safe. But if you're an accountant for a utility company, things look much better. Then again, the trades, we just talked about it. If you're located in the South and you are an air conditioning mechanic, your career is bright. The same for plumbers. It's probably one of the most sought after occupations. There is a real need for plumbers and not enough people want to do it. So this is right now very, very recession-proof. Car mechanics, right? Cars will always break down. They don't care what the economic situation is. Computer and IT. Again, as more and more services migrate online, we'll need more and more experts in the computer and IT sector. Teaching. We'll always need teachers. Kids will need to go to school if the economy is good or if the economy is bad. In general, now, will teaching jobs suffer as cities and school district budgets are cut? Sure, but in general, you will always need teachers. So you can see that there are certainly certain sectors and certain careers that are more stable over a lifetime than others. You're now fully prepared to take charge of recession-proofing your job and career. If you have any more questions about this subject matter, give us a call, look at our website, and we're here to help. If you liked our video, give us a thumbs up or subscribe to our channel. Thanks. Until next time.